Many sailors and divers believe a persistent myth. They think filling scuba tanks on a sailboat is simply not possible. Images of huge, noisy compressors in land-based dive shops. Heavy, power-hungry machines. No place on a vessel where space is precious. No place where energy is precious. The process is too dangerous. Too complicated. Requires infrastructure a cruising sailboat cannot support. Divers' independence tethered to the nearest port, limiting exploration. This perception does not match modern reality. Filling tanks while anchored in a remote cove is achievable. It requires careful planning. The right equipment. Demystify the process. It's methodical, with predictable requirements and manageable risks. The myth you need massive industrial compressors is easy to dispel. Technology has evolved. Today, there are compact, portable, high-pressure compressors for marine use. Close-shot, portable compressors strapped to deck. These units are lightweight and efficient, not bulky shore-based cousins. They need dedicated space. They need a reliable power source. Both can be solved with thoughtful boat design and energy management. Modern cruising sailboats can accommodate air self-sufficiency equipment. To begin filling your own tanks, the centerpiece of your setup is a high-pressure scuba compressor. Not any air compressor. It must be designed for breathing air. These machines have a multi-stage filtration system that removes moisture, oil particulates, and other contaminants. The goal: air safe to breathe at depth. Look for portable models from reputable brands. Gasoline-powered units, electric-powered units. Choice depends on your boat's power infrastructure and whether you prefer managing fuel or electrical loads. Beyond the compressor, you need a proper fill whip, a high-pressure hose assembly connecting to your scuba tank. Quality fill whip, D-ion fitting. Quality fill whip, yoke fitting. A bleed valve to release pressure before disconnecting. An inline pressure gauge. The gauge monitors fill progress and prevents overpressurizing, a serious safety hazard. Filters and moisture traps are the unsung heroes. Clean, dry air protects divers and gear. Air must be free from carbon monoxide, oil vapors, moisture. Filtration typically uses activated carbon cartridges and a molecular sieve. Follow the manufacturer's filter change schedule. Running with expired filters risks contamination. Use an effective water separator in humid marine environments. Finally, assemble a small safety and maintenance kit. Ear protection. A fire extinguisher, especially for gasoline units or generators. Spare O-rings for tank valves and the fill whip. Common leak points. Oxygen-compatible lubricant for those O-rings. Keep these items organized and accessible. It makes fills smoother and safer. One of the first practical considerations for onboard scuba filling is finding a suitable location for the compressor. These machines, even portable ones, have specific needs. They require a flat, stable surface where they will not shift or vibrate excessively, especially in swell or wake. Many sailors dedicate space in a cockpit locker or a lazarette, keeping the unit out of the way and protected when not in use. Ensure adequate ventilation to prevent overheating and dissipate exhaust if it is a gasoline model. Plan beyond dimensions. You need working room, clear access to controls, the oil fill port, the filter housing, and hose connections. Leave adequate space around the unit for airflow, as recommended by the manufacturer. When it comes time to actually fill a tank, the operation is often best conducted on deck. This provides maximum ventilation and keeps noise or fumes out of living quarters. Choose a spot clear of foot traffic and away from hatches and companionways. You must securely fasten the compressor and the scuba tank so they cannot slide or fall. Use short straps with cam buckles to lash equipment to stanchion bases. Cleats, dedicated pad eyes, a common and effective method. Create a temporary, stable filling station that is easy to set up and break down. Each boat is unique. Larger vessels may build a dedicated, ventilated, sound-insulated locker with a permanent power connection. On smaller boats, solutions are transient. Store the compressor below, bring it on deck for each use. Think through the entire process, where it will be stored, how it will be moved, where it will be operated, and how machine and tanks will be secured during the fill. This foresight prevents frustration and enhances safety. The idea it consumes impractical energy is oversimplified. Compressing to 200 bar or more is energy-intensive. True, but manageable for occasional fills. For a cruising couple filling a few tanks every other day, power draw is often manageable. It is another line in the boat's energy budget. Refrigeration, water making, navigation electronics. Use a generator. Use a robust battery bank. Or run the main engine. Generating power is solvable. Diving on your own terms is a tangible reality. Understanding the energy consumption of a scuba compressor is crucial for successful off-grid filling. These machines perform a lot of work, and that work requires significant power. A typical portable electric compressor for a sailboat might be rated between 2.2 and 3 kilowatts. Startup surge is high. On a 120-volt system, a 2.2 kilowatt compressor pulls around 18 amps while running. On 230 volts, closer to 9.5 amps, this is a substantial load most small inverters on house batteries cannot handle alone. Filling a standard 80 cubic foot, 11.1 liter aluminum tank from 500 to 3000 psi can take 20 to 30 minutes. If your 2.2 kilowatt compressor runs 30 minutes, that is about 1.1 kilowatt hours. Roughly 92 amp hours at 12 volts. Nearly 100 amp hours for a single fill can be a large chunk of a cruising boat's daily energy budget. Two primary strategies power an electric compressor afloat. First and most common, run the boat's generator. Most can handle the load directly. Second, run the main engine. A high-output alternator replenishes the bank while a large, quality inverter powers the compressor. Batteries alone are generally unsustainable unless you have an exceptionally large lithium bank and robust solar array. Alternatively, a gasoline-powered compressor is self-contained. Electricity is simple, but you must carry, store, and manage fuel, noise, and exhaust. The first step before you turn the compressor on is a thorough pre-check of your equipment. Begin with the compressor. Check the oil level, inspect the air intake for obstructions, verify filtration status. Know when the filter was last changed. Check service life hours, and if due, change it now. This is critical to breathing air quality. Prepare the workspace and tank. Secure the compressor on a level surface. Ensure ventilation. Strap it down. Bring the tank to the filling area. Secure it upright in a purpose-built holder or lash to a strong point. Inspect the tank for dents, deep gouges, and signs of corrosion. Check the hydrostatic test date. If expired, don't fill. Get it professionally retested. Inspect the valve O-ring for cracks or debris. Connect the fill whip. Attach the yoke or dun fitting. Snug, but not over-tightened. Hand tight is usually sufficient. Crack open the tank valve briefly, then close it to clear debris. Start the compressor following your model's procedure. Once running, briefly open the bleed valve to purge moisture. Begin the fill. Close the bleed valve, then slowly, very slowly, open the tank valve all the way. Watch the gauge as pressure rises. The compressor then raises the pressure. Keep the fill rate slow. Fast fills generate heat, can damage the tank, and reduce final pressure after cooling. Rule of thumb: do not exceed 300 to 500 psi per minute. Monitor the gauge closely and pause if the tank is too hot to touch. At target pressure, shut down the compressor, close the tank valve, bleed the whip, and disconnect. If your air tastes strange or shows misty vapor after a fill, stop immediately. Do not dive that tank. This points to filtration failure. Shut the compressor down and service it. Replace cartridges, check and clean the water separator and condensate drains. Breathing atomized oil at depth can cause serious lung injury. Overheating is common. Improve ventilation, verify oil level, and avoid long continuous runs. A hot fill is a short fill. Pressure drops significantly as it cools. Slow down and take breaks. Power surprises. Undersized inverters and depleted batteries cause tripped breakers, blown fuses, even inverter damage. Fix it with planning. Match compressor requirements to your boat. The most reliable approach is to run your generator or main engine for the entire fill. That prevents deep discharges and keeps nav and comms online. Slow fills and hissing often mean a worn O-ring at the valve or whip. Inspect before each fill. Replace flattened, cracked or brittle O-rings. Treat the compressor as life support. Prioritize maintenance, follow service schedules, filters, and oil checks. Use a repeatable checklist. Secure gear on deck. Monitor fill rate and temperature. Never rush. A slow, cool fill is a safe, full fill. Do not fill if the compressor is overdue service. Filters are suspect, power is unstable, a tank's hydro is expired, or seas are too rough to secure gear. Top up after shallow dives. Take quick, inexpensive shore fills when available. Save onboard fills for remote trips. Combine these strategies and respect the process. Refilling at sea becomes safe, manageable, and incredibly rewarding.